Hey everybody, give me 1 second. It looks like I am live. So good afternoon. It is Wednesday, 3:20 p.m. my time, so 5 p.m. on the East Coast. I don't give a fuck what time it is in Texas. Anyways, gonna go ahead and share the link real quick to the social media so people can find this stream, and we'll get into it. Channel. Oops, wrong one. Switch account. Breeze Toys. So just give me a couple seconds and we'll get started. All right, I need that. Move. I need the share button. Where's the share button? Get out of the way. Copy link. I'll just. God damn it. These stupid ass touchscreens kind of piss me off. I got fat fingers. So. All right. Got notifications in the way. I can't click the button. Go away. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share it to a couple other places real quick. All right, so that should be everybody. Oh, no, I got a couple more real quick. I don't know what time it is in the Philippines, but I'll send the link to my friend. Ooh, that's a picture from my girlfriend. I have to respond to that. All right, so it's I got to share the link to my friend in the Philippines, and then we'll get started with the discussions. Please be respectful in the chat. You will get banned if you're not. Thank you. I can go ahead and set this aside. Well, I want to pull up the chat here on the phone because I'll be reading some websites. I won't be able to access the chat from the window on the laptop because I'll be reading the news. But before we get into the news and stuff, let's get into, the stuff I normally, ramble about at the top of the show. What toys have I bought recently or been playing with? Actually, I've settled into a pattern because I'm using my eBay credit and my PayPal Pay in 4. I can basically buy $40 worth of toys at a time, and it only costs me $10 up front, and then I just make the payments. So the pattern I've settled into is I buy one Motu. It doesn't have to be a vintage one. If the modern toy is better, I buy it. I buy one vintage TMNT. I'm not interested in anything newer than the retro line, except maybe some Rise of the TMNT toys I don't have. And then I try to buy a Transformer, and then I try to buy a random sci-fi or superhero comic book type figure. As far as been playing with recently, mostly PS4 games. I've been buying a lot of PS4 games. What am I looking for next? Basically what I just said. So let's go ahead and get into the toys and rumors. So we'll start off with this one. I actually haven't looked at these websites yet. So we got Toy News International. So let's see if we have anything on Toy News International. Trick or Treat Studios Toxic Crusaders Dr. Killmoth action figure. Let's go ahead and open that up and see what this is about. It is a Killmoth action figure. Big Bad Toy Store. Retail price is $19.99. 5 inches tall, made of plastic and fabric. Based on the Toxic Crusaders animated series, and comes with a bunch of cool accessories if you've ever watched that particular cartoon. So let's scroll Toy News International, see if there's anything else worth mentioning. Fisher Price Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone Little People collector figure set. There might be some of y'all out there interested in that. Ooh, Funko Tupac Shakur with microphone 90s pop vinyl figure. That's relevant timing with the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef going on, being fairly reminiscent in some scary ways to the Tupac and Biggie beef. I'll skip over that. We've already talked about the Batman McFarlane 66 toys, so we've already talked about those. Some Ninja Turtle pop vinyl figures. I don't want this to turn into a Funko Pop cast because... All right, that's all I'm seeing on Toy News International. They're not always the best source, but we always bring them up. Let's see what Action Figure Insider has. Let's see. Their top story is Hasbro announces new Venom figure inspired by everyone's favorite symbiote, blah, blah, blah. Comes on collectible 90s inspired retro card back. It is a part of the Marvel Legends series. 85th anniversary. So that looks like an interesting figure. Good looking Venom. I already have a Venom, so I won't be buying it. I only buy one figure per character with a few exceptions, and Venom ain't an exception. Serial Saga continues. Dragon Ball Z Cross Reese's Puffs new limited edition box. Not interested. Mondo announces all new Motu Sky Sled 1/6 scale vehicle timed edition. First ever vehicle figure. The Sky Sled 1/6 scale vehicle timed edition will be available for pre-order from Wednesday, that's today, at 10 a.m. Pacific time, to Friday, that's in Friday, May 17th, so that's a week from now. Remaining true to its design with original features. I guess I got to open the article. Features swappable laser blaster effects, detachable flame exhaust thruster effect, He-Man and Prince Adam Sky Sled portraits within. Fans can remove the sculpted instructed panel and dragon livery to take a closer look at the vehicle under the hood. All right. There are some pictures of it at Toy News International. I can never remember what 1/6 scale is, so I don't know. Is that a 12-inch figure or is that it's not a 6-inch figure, is it? I don't know what size that is. Holy shit, they want $395 for this toy. Goddamn. I'm going to have to pass. I have to learn my toy scales. All right, keep scrolling. We got celebrate May 6th with new Star Wars figures from Hasbro. Black Series Star Wars Jedi Survivor 3-pack and Emperor Palpatine and Throne. Pre-order exclusively on Amazon. All right. So we got a May the 4th announcement. Vintage collection and Black Series figures. Vintage collection X-Wing Pilot 4-pack. Star Wars The Black Series Darth Sidious. Super Battle Droid Yoda and Clone Commander Gree. The Phantom Menace 3-pack and Retro Collection Episode 2 and Episode 3 multi-pack. Those look cool. Not interested. Not interested. That's already passed. New Hasbro Transformers 1 products. Hasbro revealed a new wave of Transformers 1 products based on the upcoming film, such as Power Flip Optimus Prime, aka Orion Pax, Cog Changers, and Robot Battlers. Transformer 1 Power Flip Optimus Prime Orion Pax. Ages 6 and up, approximate retail price $49.99. I got to keep an eye out on that because it would be nice to have an Orion Pax action figure, as long as it doesn't just look like a resculpted Optimus Prime. I want something a little bit more different than that. That's everything they've got on their homepage. We don't dig deeper than that. Okay, this website doesn't work anymore, so we won't use them anymore. Marvel Toy News. Top of the page, Marvel Legends Ghost Rider and Motorcycle up for pre-order. Order. It is up for sale. Amazon sold out. Entertainment Earth pre-order link, and there's more. I don't give a shit about Ghost Rider, but if you do, there's that new figure. Marvel Legends Iron Fist and Power Man figures 2-pack is available. Marvel Legends Astonishing Wolverine and Superior Spider-Man up for pre-order. I don't like that design of Wolverine, but to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of Wolverine to begin with. And that's all I'm seeing. Everything else I talked about last week. All right, we're on cybertron.com. And let's see. Lots of pictures we don't need. Skybound is reprinting the G1 Transformers comics through compendiums. Skybound will be releasing the first 44 issues in an upcoming compendium. It has a $64.99 pre-order price. Transformers Compendium collects the very first issues of one of the most popular comic book series. Blah, blah, blah. Transform and roll out. Blah, blah, blah. Is that the Marvel? That is the Marvel comic. They've already put out trade paperback collections of that series. I have them. I already have the entire series on trade paperback. So this seems superfluous to me. I'm not interested. Blaster Blues storyboards and over 150 G1 model sheets online. I don't know what Blaster Blues is, so I'm going to skip that. Bumblebee and Sentinel Prime are getting deluxe figures in Transformers 1 toy line. Okay. Reviews. I don't read other people's reviews. First look at upcoming Hot Wheels Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. Guys, don't make Transformers toys that don't fucking transform, goddammit. These Hot Wheels better be fucking actual Transformers or I'm gonna shit a brick. This non-transforming fuck off. I don't like non-transforming figures based on the robot modes, and I certainly don't like it's just a fucking... It's literally just a Hot Wheels VW Beetle with an Autobot sticker on it. Fuck off. I can literally slap an Autobot sticker on any Hot Wheels VW Beetle I already own. They're 99 cents. I hate those kinds of crossovers. Fuck you, eat shit. Whoever's doing that. Mattel or Hasbro or whoever. I'm not seeing anything else on cybertron.com. Last news website I always bring up, Histank. They're a G.I. Joe fan site. So, let's see what they have. The Art of G.I. Joe Omnibus is now shipping. I've already talked about that. G.I. Joe Classified Figures, Marauder Gun Runners, Modular Weapons System. Customized detailed custom accessory for Marauder Gun Runners. Accurate 1/12 scale component can be attached to most, quote, modular weapons or used for other custom weapon projects. Features authentic details and accurate design. There's a machine gun with silencer and ammo mag. Semi-automatic pistol. Semi-automatic pistol black version. What's the difference? I don't see a difference. Deluxe SOCOM rifle with mag. Okay. All right, nothing new since last week. So that's all we got for toy news and rumors. So let's go ahead and jump into our topics. I don't have a lot of topics today, but we do have a forgotten toy line. And I actually put down for this episode's forgotten toy line, we're talking about Giga Pets. Now, the reason why I'm specifically singling out Giga Pets is because everybody remembers Tamagotchi. Everybody had Tamagotchi. But if you were poor like me and you couldn't afford a Tamagotchi, your parents got you a Giga Pet, which is the dollar store knockoff, basically. It's the same goddamn thing. It's a virtual pet. But, there's nothing wrong with cheap knockoff imitation toys of more popular, more successful toys. I mean, I'm a big, huge, humongous fan of the GoBots, and I would argue that Masters of the Universe is a cheap imitation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I know it came out earlier. That just proves time travel. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm just kidding, by the way. I actually had one Giga Pet when I was a kid. Got it for Christmas. It was a T-Rex. It started out as an egg. You hatch the egg and you get a baby T-Rex. You feed it whatever the food was, T-Rex food, I guess. And then it grows up into a big T-Rex. You put it in your locker at school. You forget about it for a week. You come back and it has died. Because it's a virtual pet. You're supposed to take care of it. And then you take it to class. You show it off to your friends. You drop it and never see it again. It happens. I don't know if anybody else even remembers Giga Pets. Everybody seems to talk about Tamagotchi. But they were basically the same goddamn thing. Basically, more or less. So our first headline topic is it ethical to use die-cast metal and rubber tires in toys today? This is based on the environmental issues. You know, we're going to run out of metal eventually. We can't keep mining the shit fucking forever. There's not an unlimited supply of it in our, mines. Also, rubber. There's so many issues with the development of rubber I don't want to even get into. But I like a good die-cast toy car, and I want my die-cast toy cars, except for Hot Wheels or, Hot Wheels scale cars like Johnny Lightning or Matchbox, etc. I want them to have if they're the bigger scale Hot Wheel or die-cast cars, they better fucking have rubber tires. Now, the reason why I brought this topic up and I wanted to tackle it is because of the move in the industry to plastic-free packaging, which I think is a smart move. Again, for environmental concerns, because, plastic ain't all that great and the production of it is bad. And we need to get the fuck off of oil as soon as we fucking can as a society. But, we're in love with it because it makes some people rich, so whatever. Anyways, I don't know if you could argue it's unethical to make toys that feature die-cast metal, partially because metal is recyclable, and we do a really good job recycling metal as a society, and they're not that big. You're not really using that much metal in your die-cast cars. So I guess I'm okay with it. Now, as far as the rubber tires, I don't know if rubber is or can be recycled. I think I remember watching a video on it once that it could. So I guess that's if that's a way to go. Plus, they're itty-bitty tires. And all my G1 Transformers that are made out of die-cast have rubber tires. So, obviously, it was more, I would say, easier to argue the ethical nature of it back in the 80s. But, resources are getting more scarce now, 40 years later. I'm going to go ahead and put my stamp on it and say I don't think so. I think we're doing fine in regards to die-cast toys and with rubber tires. But that segues into my next topic, is plastic-free packaging ruining toy collecting? Now, last year, a lot of toy companies, especially action figure manufacturers, switched to a plastic-free packaging for their action figures. Now, at first, this meant putting the toy in a cardboard box with no window and no, usable artwork of the action figure. It was usually like, artist renditions. It wasn't like photographs of the toy, which isn't useful because it doesn't tell you anything at all about the look or design or feel of the toy. Hasbro was fairly egregious about this. They did it more or less across the board and pissed every fucking buddy off. And then they revised their plastic-free packaging with a little cardboard cutout in place of the plastic window where the window would have previously been. The problem with this is there's fucking assholes going around ripping the heads off of action figures for fucking, I don't know, shits and giggles or whatever the fuck the saying is these days. I'm not young enough to know what the phrase is, so sue me. Which makes it difficult for collectors because you get your hopes up, you see the toy on the peg, and you're like, hell yeah, this is the one I've been looking for, and you grab it, and you realize it doesn't have a fucking head. It's fucking worthless. God damn it. And the heads are not replaceable. It's not like Hasbro or Mattel are out there manufacturing replacement heads you can order. Maybe they fucking should. Somebody fucking should because of these fucking assholes. So I'm going to put my stamp on it and say, yes, plastic-free packaging absolutely is ruining the collector market. They need to find an alternative. Maybe use like corn plastic or something. Find some alternative way, something else saran wrap or something else to protect the fucking heads of our goddamn action figures. It's really pissing me off. Next topic. Are wooden toys from the past, back in the, I don't know, 30s, 40s, whenever the fuck they made wooden toys, like the little Lincoln logs and shit like that, are they worth preserving? To that end, I mean, should collectors collect these? Should they be in museums, or should they just be like out in the open market? I have a hard time with this one, not because of I have anything wrong with wooden toys or the historical perspective. Yes, we should probably preserve some samples of these, absolutely, in museums, especially toy museums, but also, general purpose, cultural museums and pop culture museums in particular. But wood rots over time. The paint on these toys is going to fade and dissipate over time. If you're not careful, and you don't put them in, like plastic or glass containers, the bugs are going to get to them over time. The dust is going to get to them over time. Obviously, that's a factor with plastic toys too, but wood is a hell of a lot more fragile than plastic. And they break easy. And if you break an old wooden toy from like the 1930s or whatever, you run the risk of getting whatever bacteria was living inside that tree. Now you're facing some ancient disease, I'm using ancient mischievously here, I guess, that we probably don't have a current vaccine for or treatment for or whatever, because we fucking forgot about it. So I think preserving wooden toys from the past is something that should be handled with extreme care by professionals. I wouldn't trust buying a set of Lincoln logs from 1940 whatever and put it in my house. I'm scared of whatever bacteria is living in those trees, or I don't know, my cigar accidentally lighting it on fire. Yes, technically plastic melts, but it's not flammable wood. It's not fuel for fire like wood is. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Last toy topic. This one's a little muddy, and it's probably going to piss some people off. But it's, are video game toys ever any good? I'm not talking about video games based on toys. I'm talking about toys based on video game properties. Mega Man, World of Nintendo, Fortnite, whatever that fucking weird ass, what is it, Bendy or whatever the fuck it's called game, etc., etc. Are they any good? Historically, going back to the 80s and 90s, I would say no. The toys based on video games back then fucking sucked. They all across the board sucked. I can't think of a single video game toy from the 80s or 90s that was worth a shit, which is why I don't collect them, because they're fucking dumb. They never look like the character. They have next to no articulation. They're usually made out of rubber instead of plastic. They're just fucking bullshit. And a lot of times, like with the McDonald's toys, they're even worse. I would argue the Fortnite toys are damn good. Absolutely. The World of Nintendo toys, I have mixed feelings about. I collect them because it's all we got. But are they actually good toys? You know what? Not really. They're not bad toys. They're not great toys. They're just middle of the road. Sometimes you get a good one. Most of the time you just get one that is like, well, whatever. I needed a Yoshi. It is what it is. Mega Man, I've never owned any Mega Man toys, but I have come across them in the wild a couple of times. They're okay. They're not great. The Sonic toys have the exact same problem that the World of Nintendo and Super Mario toys have. They're basically rubber dolls with some articulation, but the problem with the Sonic toys is they fucking break easy, and they're a pain in the ass to put back together. Now, you can put them back together. They're easy to reassemble. I mean, I should say easy. They can be reassembled. They're designed for that purpose, but they're a pain in the ass because you need like 6 thumbs to do it. But anyways, I've had that problem with my fucking Tails figure from Sonic the Hedgehog. It keeps popping apart, and then I got to reassemble it, and it takes me goddamn ages to do so. The Minecraft toys, I have mixed feelings on. I know Minecraft is supposed to be blocky and limited articulation because that's the fucking point of the game. But at the same time, the toys are too simple for me. Like I said, I'll buy them because there's like nothing else, and I'm obsessed with Minecraft, so I need a creeper on my toy shelf. But God, I wish they could, like, I wish somebody would do like a proper modern looking, fully CGI, like, you know, PS5 style, full on graphics, HD, blah blah blah. Not a remake of Minecraft. I don't want that, but like a cartoon, like an animated series of Minecraft, and then design toys based on that. Give me action figures that look like action figures that are based on Minecraft figures. Yes, I want them to look blocky because that's what they look like in the toy, or I mean in the video game, excuse me. But like, make them a little better. Because again, they have the same problem that the Sonic and Mario and World and Nintendo toys have. They're that weird kind of rubbery product. I don't know what kind of material it is. It's kind of a mixture of rubber and plastic. And again, they break easy. Now, yes, they can easily be reassembled, but it's a pain in the ass. I have no experience with, what's that game called? League of Legends. I have no experience with those action figures. I have no interest in those action figures. But from what I've seen of them, they're more or less Fortnite toys. I don't know if they're made by the same company or not, but they're basically the same fucking toy. They just have different sculpts, I guess. Which isn't necessarily bad. Pokemon, I have a lot of Pokemon action figures. Again, it's the same fucking... They all have the same problem. They're made out of that weird-ass rubbery shit. And they break easy. And they're a bitch and a half to put back together. So why are all of our video game toys basically shit, except for maybe Fortnite and possibly League of Legends? Everything else is just like middle of the road at best. Yeah, it's better than the goddamn erasers we got in the 80s and 90s. And the fucking Bindums. My God, I hate Bindums. Don't ever talk to me about Bindums or Bindies or whatever the fuck they're called, or you want to call them. But they're not that much better. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. By and large, as a whole, toys based on video games fucking suck. Occasionally you get a good line like I said, Fortnite. Occasionally. But it's so goddamn rare. And I'm not seeing that much Fortnite product anymore. So I'm starting to wonder if that toy line has died out or what the fuck is going on. Because I don't see Fortnite toys in the massive quantities I used to. I would contend, tangent, that's because of G.I. Joe. And my argument for that is, as I've stated previously, Fortnite toys filled the role in collectors' collections when there was no G.I. Joe. Because they're basically, they are G.I. Joe toys. They're 3 3/4 inch. They got the O-ring. They got the same joints. They're the same plastic. It's the same colorful, cartoony characters. It's different characters, but the same style as G.I. Joe. So when G.I. Joe came back, G.I. Joe collectors were like, all right, why would I buy the knockoff when I can buy the real thing? So I think, at least from a toy line perspective, G.I. Joe killed Fortnite. Because I used to go to Target and Walmart and toy stores. There was a whole fucking section of Fortnite. There was like 30 fucking figures, and there were like 7 different ones of each figure. Now I go there, you're lucky to find 2 different figures, and there's maybe 1 or 2 copies of each. They're literally impossible to find, and I don't know if that's because the toy line died, or if they just made all the toys and they're done with it, or is it that popular that collectors are just snatching them up? I doubt it, because the toy stores aren't even devoting that much space to it. They're usually devoting a single peg to it, and it used to have at least conservatively 30 pegs. So here we have, again, probably the best toy line based on a video game property in my lifetime, and it's already fading out. And I haven't seen anything that comes close to that quality, except for maybe League of Legends, which, again, I don't see in stores, so that toy line might already be dead, too. I don't know. Occasionally, very rare, you'll get, like, a premium NECA or a Super 7 or something like that of, like, a Double Dragon character or maybe a Castlevania character or something. Some type of super popular legacy character. But those are rare, because even like NECA focuses mostly on horror and sci-fi stuff, and Super 7 for some reason is really focusing heavily on Ninja Turtles, He-Man, and G.I. Joe, which I don't understand why they would be making reaction figures of G.I. Joe figures. They're literally less articulation and lower quality than Hasbro G.I. Joes. It makes no fucking sense to me. Why anybody would want an inferior G.I. Joe to the actual one, and it's in the premium line. It makes no fucking sense. I don't understand it. I can't fathom it, but whatever. It is what it is. So to reiterate, the answer to the question is, by and large, as a whole, video game toys based on video game properties largely fucking suck. And that pisses me off. It really does. Because video games are bigger than movies and comic books in our society. They make way more money, and there's way more people involved behind the scenes. And there's way more people who identify as gamers than as comic book nerds. Or there's a lot of overlap between the two camps. Why aren't toy companies making quality action figures based on popular toys? Instead, we're getting, at best, mid-tier toys or fucking copycats in the case of Fortnite, which are great toys, but they're literally just G.I. Joes. They're probably made in the same factory, I would assume. Of course, to be fair, fucking everything's made in the same factory. It's like some weird factory in China. So that's like how everything... So whatever. I can't bitch about that too much. That's all I have for today. So stay cool and thanks for watching.